With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Swift Motorsports fires things off right here in the Queen City. That's right, the Beast of the Southeast hosting the Queen City 125 here tonight, as we already said, here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Race number 9 in the 10-week regular season for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series track temperature. Pretty cool here tonight. Pretty cool out there in the stands as well. You might need a light little hoodie, maybe even a jacket by the time we get through the end of tonight's race. The sun will set and we will finish under the lights. But first, how you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from the trackside. Well, as long as I can talk and quit stuttering, we can get them out to you. Qualifying already underway. 5-minute qualifying session here tonight. Austin Hill gonna put the one machine at the top of the speed charts, and there's that qualifying information over there on the left-hand side of the screen for you. One back on top of the speed charts. First time we've seen him back here so far this season. And Austin Hill goes straight to the pole position. The one Chevy Camaro looks juiced up, fired up, ready to go. Todd Cray with a solid run here tonight. But quick time so far. 3 minutes into this 5-minute qualifying session. Austin Hill with a 30.45. And the music will slowly fade away as the drivers begin to either buckle in or head straight to pre-race technical inspection and get ready for tonight's race events. Man, the final few races tonight, next Wednesday night, the Lady in Black gonna host the final race of the regular season, race number 10. It's a close little points battle back through the top 16. We'll get to that here in just a few moments, trying to let these final few drivers see what kind of lap times they can turn in. Looks like Gary May, Nick Hunt, both out there on track. What do you say we jump out there with that 00 of Hunt? Back in that Skull machine. Once again, he'll cross the line this time around. Final 60 seconds remaining. A little bit of a blip right there for Hunt as he's going to go 10th on the speed charts. Justin Gann jumps ahead of Todd Cray. And it looks like Hunt may be having some trouble. We'll take a look at the Mountain Dew 10 of Gary May, 17th on the speed charts. As we were saying, Gann going to jump on the board above Todd Cray. Josh Weinrich right there in second. Last week's race winner. He's been to victory lane back-to-back races here on Wednesday night with the Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. Will he make it a third in a row? Will he secure a spot in those top 16 in the points and vie for a championship? We'll have to wait to see how it all plays out. Last driver on track. That's going to be it. And Austin Hill will walk away with the pole position here tonight. We're going to step away for a commercial break. Head trackside for your national anthem. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
is how you fire up the crowd as the fans begin to fill the stands here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The Beast of the Southeast, as it is known, gonna show who's got what it takes to really push themselves into a championship spot, and who's going to really begin to separate themselves with the momentum in the hands of Josh Weinrich right now. Can he break into the top 16? And as the final few drivers make their way through pre-race inspection, we're going to go ahead and run down some official point standings for you coming into race number 9 here tonight. Darren Clement leads everybody. He's got Jason Stewart right behind him. How about Mike Rominger, the 29 machine, just 16 points back from the regular season points lead. Justin Gann, Todd Cray finally breaking into that top 5 this season. Cray has been to victory lane 3 times, but has had some pretty up and down races so far here in season number 4 for Swift Motorsports. Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solution Xfinity Series, Jason Harrison and Jim Ott right there, just 10 points separating those two drivers. But I want to go back a little further through the field. This is where we're really going to start paying attention. Right around this range right here, around that Brandon Fries, John Pill, Jeff Gluckner, Josh Weinrich, rounding out the championship 16. Top 16 drivers move on to the championship chase when we head to Atlanta Motor Speedway in just a short 2 weeks. So look for these drivers to race a little harder, to work a little bit harder at securing every point possible. Could we see maybe Jarrett Lipster, Stephen Ayers Jr. still alive, sitting right there in the 19th position? So don't sleep on that 62 machine. Look for him to try to force his way into that championship standings, and it looks like the final few drivers have made their way to the starting grid. And as you hear the bells ring in the background, you know the sound. It's time to run down tonight's starting lineup here for the Queen City 125 season number 4 for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. Inside row number 1, your pole sitter here tonight, the one of Austin Hill. Josh Weinrich in the 84 machine, gonna see if he can make it a three-peat and get back to victory lane. He'll start downside pole position in second, back in row 2, the 30 of Justin Gann, followed by the fast 22, the Double Deuce in 4th. 5th place tonight belongs to the 32 of Darren Clement. John Wimbish needs a solid run. The 56 going to qualify in 6th. Back in row number 4 here tonight, the Cuban Missile Rocket makes his return to the pavement. Roy Fernandez going to start 7th. 8th will belong to the 42 of David Elliott. Mike Rominger, Nick Hunt going to round out your top 10. Back in row number 6, the 24 of Jeff Gluckner, followed by the 14 of Jason Stewart. Ron Shute, Tommy Haynes. Back in row 7, row number 8 here tonight, 62 of Stephen Ayers Jr. and Casey Duncan. Gary May, John Pill, Andy Starcher, Jason Harrison, Don Kidder, all here at the track. Jason Harrison will be the last driver out there on the starting grid. Pace car down away. Music begins to fade, and we are ready to go. Green flag racing for the first time here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Hill up on the gas pedal and through the gears. Weinrich stumbles a little bit to the outside lane. Gonna stack them up just a little bit. Gann looking down to the inside. No, he's gonna take third place, slide up at the track right in front of Todd Cray, who's sitting in 4th. Big move by Darren Clement down to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to look for 4th inside of Todd Cray. Now up the track a little bit. Here comes Roy Fernandez, the Bass Pro Shop number 3. Fired up, running strong here tonight. What a run so far by him. One lap down only, lap number 2, man, all over each other. These drivers continuing battles that we have seen them put on over the previous 3-4 weeks. These drivers have been absolutely on it, absolutely at it. It looks like we do have a little bit of a connection issue for one of the drivers back through there, Josh Weinrich and Austin Hill. They're switching, swapping the positions, and Weinrich takes the top spot away. Look at him down on the inside. Gonna grab the lap lead right there. That's gonna give us our first lead change of the evening. 2 race leaders, 1 lead change, no caution flag so far here tonight. We should look to see some fast-paced green flag racing here. Green flag pit stops a little bit later on. I believe we should see that somewhere around the 30 laps into a run. Weinrich going to put the Toyota Supra at the front of this field. Austin Hill leading Justin Gann back in 3rd, 4th place, belonging to the 22 of Todd Craig, right where he started tonight's race. Darren Clement rounds out your top 5. All single file at the front of this field. Got to go all the way back. I do believe that may be Tommy Haynes and Jeff Gluckner somewhere right in that range. And yes, it is the 17 of Tommy Haynes. That's Ron Shute right behind him. The 97 machine opened up the season with a race win. Has yet to get back to victory lane. He's going to have a pretty solid run here over the next 2 races to get himself into championship form and condition. Just behind him, how about the 62 of Stephen Ayers Jr.? We said he needed some solid runs to make up some points. Still mathematically possible for that 62 of Stephen Ayers Jr. The Ford Mustang right there. There you can see him. Just the flat matte black Ayers High Racing paint sponsored 62 Ford Mustang. Ayers Jr. needs a solid, I'd say he needs about 2 top 10s at least to have a shot at it. If he can manage a top 5 and a top 10, he's really gonna, it's gonna be real close. So we'll have to keep our eye on that 62, where he's running tonight in relation to some of the other drivers that we do know are inside that top 16 as we cross the line to begin lap number 17. Let's go up here to a battle. That's going to be for 2nd position. Todd Cray has found some speed. He has got around Justin Gannon. Now he's looking to take a spot away from Austin Hill down the backstretch. Cray looks to the inside. Weinrich going to run the middle lane on entry and contact. The 84 goes around in front of the field. Oh no, Todd Cray. Oh my gosh. Oh no, man. Very early for that hard of a hit. Oh my goodness, we watched it, and Todd Cray gonna have to go straight to pit road. Let's take a look back on the replay. We've seen it go down, but let's take one more look inside the cockpit of Todd Cray. There you see the contact, and there it is. That's that's a hard hit. So we'll jump back up front with race leader Austin Hill. That took out a handful of drivers. Todd Cray, notably the one on screen, almost flipping in the air after contact with the outside wall and contact with another car on track. Josh Weinrich also caught up in this one. Man, that was a lot of drivers that ended up catching a little piece of that. 19 drivers on the starting grid here tonight, and the pit road count right now is 11 drivers onto pit road. We'll wait to see how many of them were actually involved in that wreck. We're trying to wait on the official count, and it looks like they're giving us the 8 number. 8 cars with contact very early here tonight. Under caution for the first time. Caution flag going to fly on lap number 7. Todd Cray, Josh Weinrich with some contact. Maybe a little bit of net code as well right in front of the field, stacking them up, nowhere to go. Drivers pile in. Tough. The iRacing Drivers World sponsored 24 of Jeff Gluckner. He was on pit road for an extended stay. Looks like Darren Clement, David Elliott, both of those drivers on an extended stay on pit road, as well as Todd Cray. Elliott gonna drop the jack, try to stay on the lead lap. Still some damage control being done out there by the 32 of Darren Clement in the 22 Infinite Hero Pets for Paradise machine. Todd Cray, early trouble. And man, that's for a driver that was building some momentum to watch two races. I don't want to say stolen from him, but watch two races in a row go to another driver after you were building that momentum, fresh off a race win once again, and then to have some trouble. You gotta wonder what's going through the mind of Todd Cray. You've gotta wonder what's going on. It just seems like when things start to go right, something happens to sway the mind, maybe, of Todd Cray. We'll have to check in with him and how he's what the outlook on the rest of the season for him is. A pretty good spot for a championship run at it, only 25 points back from the points lead. So Cray all but in the championship 16, even with a rough run here tonight. So Cray, man, that's just tough, you know, just tough. Jess, I'm sorry. It's not my fault, but you know, dang. Todd was looking good there, looking to the inside, looking to make a pass, and it just looked like with the lines that they were running, got a little close there, maybe a little bit of contact, maybe a little bit of a neck code. Couldn't really see too much contact from our camera angle, but nonetheless, drivers involved, drivers on pit road, drivers in damage control. And we continue to race here tonight as the pace car lights go off. The Jet gonna bring the pace car to pit road, this time on around, and the boss man in the flag stand will drop the green flag. Field back in the hands of your pole sitter, Austin Hill. That's going to give us our third lead change of the evening. Just one. No, that's going to give us our third lead change, second race leader, first caution of the evening. Man, we'll get it right. Drivers doubled up, ready to go back. Green flag racing this time around. We will take lap number 12 out of the 125 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Austin Hill will have Justin Gann to his outside for this restart. Roy Fernandez up 4 spots. He'll start back in third. Jason Stewart in fourth. Ron Shute gonna round out the top 5 for the restart, and wait for it on the gas, and green flag flies as Austin Hill nails the loud pedal. Field gonna head down towards turn number 1. Here they all come, right into your living room screens, across your laptops and in your cell phones. Check out Austin Hill now beginning to stretch his legs a little bit as they head down the backstretch off of turn 1. Everybody cleaned up through the gears, chasing the 1. Clean lap on the restart. Drivers going to make their way back through turn number 1 and 2. There's the entire field. Here they all come off of turn number 2. Stacked up back there, running for the third spot. Roy Fernandez, Jason Stewart going at it as they head towards turn number 3. Great camera shots. Great camera. Whoa, work. Right through the screen at you right there. That's a little scary. Just saying. We'll jump around the track a little bit, trying to see what battles we can see. Here we can see a 4-car battle. Might as well make it 5, 6, 7 of them to be exact. Austin Hill just out to a 3/10 of a second advantage over Justin Gann. Jason Stewart and Roy Fernandez still side by side for position on the track. The 84 of Josh Weinrich is making a comeback back inside the top 5 now. Weinrich to the outside of Fernandez. They'll cross the line. Tommy Haynes, how about the run out of that 17 machine? Up, knocking on the door of the top 5, looking for that final spot in the top 5. This time around, looking to the outside of Roy Fernandez, trying to take that 5th and final spot in the top 5 away. He's going to be held off for just a time being. The 97 of Ron Schub right there running in 7th, now 7th and 8th. Stephen Ayers Jr. moving to the front. We said he needed a solid top 10, and, well, looky here. Stephen Ayers Jr. breaks into the top 10 and looking like he's got some speed under that 62. He did come to pit road. Did he get fresh tires? It looks like we're getting a thumbs up with the pit lane camera workers. They're saying yes, a 4-tire stop for that 62 machine, so he's going to have a little bit more pace than the drivers around him. And Ron Schut, what a run he's having as well, up 5 positions in the 8th spot. Tommy Haynes going to lose the position now to the 62, who heads down to the bottom of the racetrack. Oh no, look, nice run on the top of the track. Tommy Haynes not only keeps the spot, but he's going to look for a position on Roy Fernandez now. Down on the inside in 3 and 4, give Haynes the 5th spot. Whoo, close off of 4. Going to cross up right across the nose of that 3 machine. What a gaggle of cars we got right here. Look at Haynes go. My gosh, it is getting hot and heavy, hectic down there on the track. A little bit of a look back from a few of the drivers out here tonight carrying some of our onboard backward hood shots or rear. You know what? I don't even know what camera this is called. All I know is they tell me we're going to a great camera, and here we are. Mike Rominger in the 29 machine also carrying one of our rear view cameras, looking back at Jason Ayrson in the 44 machine. Nick Hunt just in front. John Wimbish right here as well, battling Casey Duncan in the 11. Also a driver with one of our rear view camera shots on board here tonight. We do appreciate each and every one of the drivers, crew members. Whoa, Nick Hunt, now John Wimbish going around. On pit road. Oh no, that's going to be a pit road penalty for sure. John Wimbish going to have to overcome a lot of adversity now. Oh my gosh. Back at the front. That is, there's some big time moments here tonight already, very early from Charlotte Motor Speedway. These drivers still over 106 laps remaining in tonight's official race distance. Weinrich caught up, involved in an on-track incident with Todd Cray. Fell back through the field, already now back into a podium spot. Weinrich right there in 3rd, but how about the run from Tommy Haynes? Up 12 positions and now battling for the top spot, and he's going to get it on the high side. Tommy Haynes going to go straight to the point with those fresh tires. That's going to be the 4th lead change of the night amongst 3 different race leaders. Only 1 caution flag so far. And just look at the pace, man. Last time around, a 31.28 turned in by your race leader, Tommy Haynes, in his fast Ford Mustang at the front of the field. A 31.64 from Austin Hill. So that is almost 4/10 of a second faster last time around. You can't tell me 8 lap fresher tires doesn't do something. Shot out of a cannon with those fresh tires has been Tommy Haynes. Josh Weinrich also able to make his way up through the field with those 8 lap fresher tires. Stephen Ayers Jr. up 9 positions right here at the tail end of the top 5, running in the 6th position with 8 lap fresher tires. He's going to have an opportunity at a shot at one of those top 5 is if he can keep things together for the rest of the night's race. And with the excuse me, my goodness. And with the final 2 races of the season, just tonight's race right here, the Queen City 125 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Beast of the Southeast. In next week's Lady in Black, the track Too Tough to Tame Darlington Raceway to finish out the regular season. It's going to take a lot for a lot of these drivers to really hammer down and get the points they need in doing so here tonight. Great run so far, as we already mentioned his name multiple times. Can't say enough about the driver inside of his office doing business. Check him out right there. Feeling like Spider-Man. As long as he doesn't climb the walls like Spider-Man, he may be all right. Stephen Ayers Jr. sits in the 6th spot, looking for a top 5 to try to run at a championship this season here in season number 4 for Swift Motorsports. Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series will head around the track back to some more battles. And Justin Gann able to get back by Josh Weinrich. Roy Fernandez closing in on the 84 Toyota Supra as well. An interesting look up in the front of this field. It looks like Tommy Haynes has not been able to walk away and stay away from Austin Hill. It looks like Hill has begun to reel him back in, and we are going to have a battle for that top spot once again here very momentarily. But let's go back a little further through the field. It's not always about the front. It's about battling out there on the racetrack. Check this out. Ron Shute battling with Jeff Gluckner. John Peel in the 7 machine right there as well. That's 13th. 14th, 15th on the track. John Wimbish off of the lead lap after we seen that contact that forced him down pit road. A pit road penalty ensued, so a double whammy right there for John Wimbish. And he is the first driver off of the lead lap. 2 laps down here tonight. David Elliott running in the 16th position. Final driver on the lead lap. Let's go back towards the front. Austin Hill has been able to regain the race lead once again, so that's going to give us yet another lead change here tonight. That's going to be our 5th lead change amongst 3 different drivers. Just Hill, Haynes, and Weinrich to lead a lap so far here tonight. Justin Gann yet to get himself in the top position, yet to lead a lap here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway, but Gann hasn't dropped out of the top 5 the entire night, still sitting right where he started tonight's race, right where he qualified from, right there in that 3rd position. A little further back, we do have a battle between Weinrich and Roy Fernandez, again making his return to the track, my man, the Cuban Missile Rocket, Roy Fernandez, driver out of Lansing, Michigan, looking to land his way back into a podium position, maybe spoil a little bit of the show by returning to the track and capturing a checkered flag. Ken Fernandez make his way a little bit further up through the field right now, solidly in that 5th position. He's got a 1.3 second advantage over Jason Stewart, running in the 6th position back in the 14 machine. There you can see him right there, his Toyota Supra just in front of Mike Rominger. Sitting in 7th, Stephen Ayers Jr. back in 8th, Nick Hunt 9th, and Casey Duncan rounds out your top 10. Back at the front of this field, though, Austin Hill has stretched his legs. 3/10 of a second advantage now belongs to him over Tommy Haynes. Justin Gann beginning to reel Haynes in slowly but surely. What a run by all of these drivers, man. I'm telling you. Early trouble here tonight. Did strike, did catch a few of the drivers out. We do see them continue to try to beat and bang on the machines, trying to get themselves back out there on the track and gain any and all points and positions that they absolutely can. Hats off to Todd Gray and his crew still down there on pit road, trying to get the machine fixed up and head back out there on the track, trying to turn in as many laps as they can to try to hone in on championship form here, because they're going to make it in the top 16. They just got to start having a little bit of luck slide their way. I think they may be okay, not a problem. Not a problem right now, says Justin Gann. I'll take that second position. Drop to the bottom of the racetrack in 1 and 2. Slide up off of the corner exit. He's going to have a half of a car length advantage by the time they get to turn 3. Gann moves himself up one spot from where he started tonight's race, now to second. Close racing action right here. 2nd and 3rd on the track. 4th and 5th. 6th and 7th. All right there. We've got 2 car battles. 3 different spots on the track. Where you want to go, pick your poison. Tell you what, let's go back here with a driver that's beginning to close in on some fellow drivers just off in front. Nick Hunt trying to make his way up to the battle between Casey Duncan, Mike Rominger out in front of those 2 drivers. Duncan trying to keep himself out there. Jason Stewart's going to go ahead and pull to pit road. We do believe this is a scheduled pit stop. Gonna keep our eyes on that stopwatch, and yes, scheduled pit stop for Jason Stewart. Jason Ayerson also to pit road this time around. We'll keep an eye on those top 4 drivers. Go ahead and make that your top 5. Roy Fernandez right there, rounding out your top 5. Mike Rominger falling to the wayside just a little bit, kind of in no man's land. 1.6 seconds back from your top 5 right now. And who's going to break? Oh, my goodness, Austin Hill. Sideways, and no. Woo. He didn't hit pit wall, but man, that's gonna give up a lot of time. Tough break. Entry to pit road. Austin Hill burns it up. Slideways into pit road. Into his box now. He's going to give up quite a bit of time. Josh Weinrich into pit road. Tommy Haynes continues to stay out on the track. He goes back to the top spot after we watched Weinrich and a handful of drivers come down pit road. And we'll see what the damage is here for Austin Hill. He is still in his box. Pit road penalty, speeding as well for Hill. Tough break for him. Running well here tonight. Now he's going to have some adversity to overcome. 5-second advantage now belongs to the Ford Mustang pilot, Tommy Haynes, right here. The 17 machine, front of the field. No pressure from behind. Casey Duncan, John Peel, Stephen Ayers Jr., and Jeff Gluckner stay out on track. David Elliott in the 42. What will he do this time around? Let's go back, take a look at Elliott, and he's going to go ahead and peel off of the track and head to pit road. Close little battle now as Jeff Gluckner has found himself back onto the lead lap. Gluckner running in the 5th position. He's yet to make his first green flag pit stop, and nope, he'll make it this time around. Looks like a few drivers. John Peel, Stephen Ayers Jr., Gluckner also to pit road. David Elliott down into pit road. Casey Duncan and Tommy Haynes continue to stay out on track, continue to try to stretch this thing a little bit further than the rest of the field. And remember, They came to pit road back on lap number 8. That first caution, the only caution that we have seen here tonight, so they do have a little bit more fuel. It's not like they've been saving this fuel. They may be saving fuel, but they got here by taking a pit stop under that first caution of the evening, so they're going to run it a little bit long here. Only 2 drivers on the lead lap for the time being is Tommy Haynes and Casey Duncan. And as Weinrich, Fernandez, Stewart, Rominger, May, Ayrson, Hunt, Shoot, all try to race for positions on the track, they're also trying to race their way back onto the lead lap. You got to be very careful here. You got to, I don't want to say you got to tiptoe just yet, but you got to be a little bit more cautious, because you do not want to see a caution flag fly at this point in time. These 2 drivers would get themselves some free track position. In a sense, they would be able to come to pit road, come back out, still in first and second. Josh Weinrich, he'd be only be able to get a lap back in pit as the lucky dog, but the rest of the field, Fernandez, Stewart, Rominger, May, Ayrson, Hunt, Shoot, Ayers, Peel, Gluckner, name it, all the way down through there. Yes, they'd stay out and get a wave around, but they're going to give up even more time on the tire and fuel. And as we stay green, Tommy Haynes going to peel off of pit road. What does Casey Duncan do? He's going to stay out on track, at least to lead a lap here tonight. That's going to be our 4th different race leader. 7th lead change on the night, and Casey Duncan goes to the point. Duncan looks like he may stay out on the track yet another lap. He's yet to come to pit road, and there it is, late braking action. Late on the brakes, we thought we might see some tire smoke, but nope. Good pit road entry there for the 11 Toyota Supra of Casey Duncan. And the field should eventually fall into the hands of this man right here, Josh Weinrich, sitting in second right now, while race leader Casey Duncan is on pit road. And just like that, Weinrich going to go back to the point. 8th lead change of the night now. Roy Fernandez, he's looking for some more. He's up to second with his return to the track. Your top 2 have a 2.2 second advantage over Jason Stewart. Mike Rominger back there in 4th. 5th place is Gary May. And it looks like pit road woes for a few drivers here tonight. Austin Hill with pit road trouble. Justin Gann with pit road trouble. The 30 struggling here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Gann has been to victory lane 2 times. He is solidly inside the top 5, just 21 points back from the overall points lead here in the final 2 races of season number 4 here for Swift Motorsports BUTTKICKER Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. So although Gann, Craig, Clement, they can somewhat afford trouble races, you don't necessarily want to get into a slump, especially not coming into the final few. Just 6 races left before one driver gets the raise, the championship trophy. So you gotta start fine-tuning things, and I believe the fine-tuning needed to start maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago to really begin to try to condition yourself to peak at the right time, at the right moment, right when we begin this championship chase, this championship run here in season number 4. And I'd have to look back. I can't remember when. Let's see if we can't look back here. I'll try to keep things going as we try to look back, but I can't remember the last time we have seen a driver go 3 races in a row here in the Xfinity Series with race wins. I know that we've had it in the Truck Series where I believe Todd Gray went on a tear there for a moment. It may have been in season number 2 with these Xfinity Series machines that we really seen these drivers make those great race-winning runs. And it looks like, unfortunately, this stat book is not where that information is out. But we're going to get that to you. We're going to look at it. If he can get that done here tonight, if Weinrich can rip off a three-peat, 3 in a row here in the Silverback Attack Solutions Xfinity Series, if he can rip 3 in a row off, we'll see when the last time that was done. And I'm betting you it was over a season ago since the last time that has happened. Weinrich, dominating performance at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard. We went road course racing last week, and Weinrich was able to put on a clinic at Watkins Glen International Raceway. And now tonight, with a little bit of luck, a little bit of help from some pit road penalties, Weinrich finds himself at the front of the field with a shot to walk away with his 3rd race win in a row. Lap machine between him and Roy Fernandez sitting in that 2nd position. And I'll tell you what, we're close to the halfway point, close-ish. So why don't we go ahead and kick this thing off? Why don't we go ahead and start our mid-race report and run down your driver highlights and spotlights sitting at the front of this field. After starting outside pole position, Josh Weinrich leads everybody on track. He is chasing down his 3rd checkered flag in a row. Can Weinrich keep it at the point? Making a big return to the track right here, the Cuban Missile Rocket, piloting that Black Rifle Coffee Bass Pro Shops number 3, Roy Fernandez, back on track, back at the top of the running order, back in a podium position. Great run so far here by Fernandez. He sits in 2nd, 1 second behind. Over 3 seconds back from Fernandez, you can find the fast 29 of Mike Rominger. He came into tonight's race 3rd in the point standing, 16 points behind Darren Clement for that top spot. Can Rominger have a solid night and finish inside a podium spot and possibly walk away with the points lead heading into the final race of the regular season at Darlington Raceway? Rominger running well. He sits in 3rd. Just behind him on track in the Toyota Supra, Jason Stewart running well here tonight. Stewart, a little bit of up and down moments here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. He dropped out of the top 5, dropped almost out of the top 10 there for a moment, but since he has been able to get himself back heading forward once again, almost contact back there between 2 drivers. I believe that was John Wimbish and Tommy Haynes, the 17. Yes, it was almost contact between those 2 drivers, but running well tonight inside the top 5, looking for another spot or 2. Jason Stewart sits in 4th. Spoke about him just moments ago. We spoke about him leading the race. Tommy Haynes in the 17 machine right here in his fast Ford Mustang rounds out your top 5. Biggest mover of the race so far, this man right here. This man, your man, my man. He hit the post-race interviews last night from New Hampshire Motor Speedway in the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. Jason Harrison was excited to get back to a podium spot. Can he get a little more out of this Havoline number 44 throwback Texaco paint on the 44 here tonight. Ken Stewart gain a handful more. He's already up 13th, started in 20th. Great run so far. Just a handful more to get a top 5. And that will be your mid-race rundown in Race Report. Lap number 60 on the board this time around. This time around, we'll go jumping around just a little bit. We'll catch a little bit of racing action back here. That's Justin Gann, John Wimbish out there on the track, all running right behind the 17 of Tommy Haynes. Close racing action between these drivers. Keep in mind, David Elliott, Justin Gann, Austin Hill, your pole sitter, led multiple laps. Austin Hill, 1 lap down. They need a caution. They need a little bit of help as we are right around the corner from the halfway point. I tell you what else we're right around the corner from. We are right around the corner from the second round of green flag pit stops. Drivers gonna have to be extra careful this time. And you got to ask yourself, race fans, what do you do as a driver that got a pit road penalty? What do you do if, say, you are Justin Gann in that iRacing, the Ayers iRacing Paint sponsored 30 machine? What do you do? Do you back it up and give up too much time? What do you do if you're Austin Hill? You cooked it coming into pit road, slid sideways, gave up a ton of time. Gave up a lap, as a matter of fact. I mean, let's be honest, Austin Hill was leading the race when he decided to come to pit road, and now he is all the way back in 16th, down 1 lap. So how do you approach it if you're one of those drivers? Do you give up too much trying to not give up too much? Does I hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Well, never mind. I'll leave that one alone. Front of the field a little bit stretched out now as Weinrich leads Fernandez by 0.8 of a second. Big gap back from Fernandez back to Mike Rominger in the 29 machine. 4.5 seconds back. That's where you'll find Rominger. Battle going on. 3 drivers right here. Jason Stewart, Tommy Haynes battling with each other. That is the 56 of John Wimbish. He has been down on the pit road multiple times. He listed 3 laps down. Wimbish still trying to get that black and red Texaco Havoline machine somehow up through the running order. 10 of Gary May going to go ahead and bring the Mountain Dew throwback Camaro to pit road. Scheduled stop for the 10 machine. We were trying to check on the timing and scoring, and we got thumbs up on everything with him. Nice and clean pit stop for the 10. Fernandez not letting Weinrich get away at the front of the field. That gap dissipating just a little bit now, down to right around a 0.5 second. Oh, off of the corner there. Weinrich going to gain a little bit more back now, almost back to an 0.8 second advantage. Tommy Haynes starts to see Jason Stewart in his rearview mirror. 14 closing in with John Wimbish all over him. Wimbish 3 laps down, but still racing hard, looking to the inside. How about Justin Gann right here? He needs to get around these drivers and get himself back on the lead lap before these green flag pit stops begin. And I think he's going to need some help. I really think he's going to need some help to get himself back onto the lead lap and back in a position to where he can have an effect on the outcome of tonight's race. Stephen Ayers Jr. now going to fall off of the lead lap. 62 sits in 11th. 14 of Jason Stewart gonna go ahead and head to pit road this time around. Josh Weinrich stays out on track, but the gap has dissipated once again. Getting a little bit closer is Roy Fernandez. Mike Rominger not really able to close the gap. Tommy Haynes hanging out right around that 1 second back from Rominger, and Fernandez, Sly Fox right here. The Cuban Missile Rocket gonna duck off the radar. He's gonna drop to pit road for his second round of green flag pit stops. Josh Weinrich stays out on track. He's now got himself a 4.7 race lead. Weinrich not going to have any of it. He's not going to let Fernandez pull the undercut on him. Weinrich to pit road, Rominger to pit road, Nick Hunt to pit road, and that's going to put Tommy Haynes back at the front of the field once again. So it will cycle back around, and Haynes will get himself back into the top spot. That will be our 9th different lead change of the night. Just a handful of laps past the halfway point. Blazing fast race pace here tonight by all of these drivers. We're going to try to take a look and see what the fastest lap of the race is here in just one moment. And it looks like a 30:64 is the fast time here tonight. Tommy Haynes, bolts of lightning right there, shot out of a cannon, a 30.64 for the fastest lap in the race. Tommy Haynes leads this field. He has John Wimbish right behind him. Wimbish still sitting 3 laps down, looking to get himself at least one. Oh, and there's the 29 of Rominger into the outside wall. Mike Rominger goes into the outside wall. Big damage for Rominger. That could have spelled big trouble for a lot of drivers, especially these ones. Oh, close right here. The 7 of John Peel down at the bottom of the racetrack. John Wimbish right there in the 56 machine. Here comes Roy Fernandez. He's trying to find a way through. Weinrich looking for a way around. Weinrich down at the bottom of the track. What does Tommy Haynes do? He's going to go to the high side. Wimbish into the side of Fernandez, and Fernandez way off track. Holy... Yeah, I don't know how that thing's not torn up. I know inside the helmet right now, Fernandez fuming mad. You would have to be. But how he did not wad that Camaro up is beyond me. Wheelman moment right there. Roy Fernandez shows us why he can be absent from the track for almost an entire season, jump in the car, and be right there in a podium spot, right there in a position for the race lead. He was battling with Josh Weinrich for what will eventually come back to being the race lead. Contact with a lap machine. And a tough break there for Fernandez. Able to salvage it, though. Save the car. Get it headed back in the right direction. And only fell to 4th. A lot of time for Fernandez to make this on up as we cross the line. Lap number 77 on the board as Casey Duncan comes to pit road. And that's going to leave just your race leader Tommy Haynes and Josh Weinrich on the lead lap as Casey Duncan is down on pit road. When Weinrich comes around, he should put Duncan 1 lap down, but it all also depends on what this 17 of Tommy Haynes does. looking around the speed charts, and Fernandez right there back onto the lead lap now. You seen it take place on screen. He has got himself back onto the lead lap, but he is over 7 seconds behind now. I do believe is what that gap is going to eventually translate into. And we'll go back up front with this man. Look at it now. After that contact with a lap car, Roy Fernandez gives up all kinds of time on the track. 8 seconds behind now as Weinrich's going to cross the line and give us our official lead change. 10 lead changes now amongst 4 different drivers. Tough break for Fernandez. And we're starting to see that tough brake jar begin to fill up a lot of drivers with some hard luck here tonight. We will go through some house cleaning after our second round of green flag pit stops here tonight from the Beast of the Southeast. That's right, it's the Queen City 125 right here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. 19 drivers took to the starting grid. We have still got 17 of them out there on the track, but only 9 left on the lead lap. Darren Clement and Todd Cray, after early contact on lap number 7, out of tonight's race. Your points leader with trouble. Todd Cray inside the top 5 in points. He's had trouble. Justin Gann has had some trouble with pit road penalties here tonight. John Wimbish with contact. He was forced onto pit road, got a speeding penalty coming to pit road. Multiple drivers with trouble here tonight. Charlotte Motor Speedway claiming a few victims of its own. We'll jump around the racetrack to some of the battles out there as we check in with Tommy Haynes. Where's he going to rejoin and shake things on out? Looks like Haynes going to be back right around that 8th position. Jason Stewart, Mike Rominger right here. They're all battling for position. The 29 pancaking the outside wall there a handful of laps ago. The double O of Nick Hunt, 2.8 seconds back for position on the track. Justin Gann off of the lead lap, trying to get himself back onto the lead lap the good old-fashioned way. Jason Stewart right there in the 14 machine meeting the sandwich. Roy Fernandez in front, Rominger behind him. And as we find ourselves under a long green flag run, I tell you what, race fans, we're going to mute the mics for just a second, get a little closer to the action. What do you say? We haven't done it in a while. Why don't we turn it up? Back trackside after a brief moment of a little bit of a throwback A little bit of turn it up for you there. We'll watch the rest of the field scoot on by the start and finish line here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Lap number 87 out of the 125 scheduled in tonight's official race distance now goes on the board. Josh Weinrich beginning to step away after contact with the lap machine forced Roy Fernandez down 8 seconds. We'll jump back with the battle right here. There's Jason Ayerson, the 44 machine tucked in right behind Tommy Haynes. The 11 of Casey Duncan looking to make up a position on Ayerson. He'll move to the bottom of the racetrack and around the Texaco Hound, the lead machine. The 11 now into 7th. He's looking for more on Haynes. Gonna drop to the bottom of the racetrack. Casey Duncan wants another spot. Haynes, Duncan, Ayerson, 6th, 7th, 8th on the speedway. Battle near the front between Fernandez and Stewart. Weinrich really with nothing to worry about right here. He's got himself about a quarter of a racetrack before he'll deal with his next, I don't want to necessarily call him a victim, but, next victim to fall. One lap down. Gary May, solid night for him and that 10 crew. Gary May running inside of the top 10. John Peel rounds out your top 10. Solid night by the 7 after a handful of drivers with trouble. And one mistake is all it takes. Back to this man right here on your screen inside of that one machine. Austin Hill, your pole sitter here tonight. Led some laps, had the pace, was fast. Came to pit road under green flag conditions for our first green flag pit stop. Cooked the tires, broke it sideways, got himself a penalty and fell one lap down. He has been battling hard trying to get himself back on the lead lap ever since, but is still just mired back through the scoring chart, sitting all the way back in 14th. Austin Hill needs some help to turn his night around. Back near the front, why don't we go back here to this battle between these two drivers, Roy Fernandez, Jason Stewart going at it just about 11 seconds behind your race leader there. You can see the 4X Racing 14 Toyota Supra looking about a half a lane down from Roy Fernandez through 1 and 2. They'll follow each other's tire tracks off of the corner exit down the back stretch. What do they do in 3? Will Stewart have a look? We'll give it a little peek, not really force the issue as Fernandez runs that middle lane. Gonna drop it down to the bottom. Little bit of a diamond right there. That was probably about a 64th of a carat diamond right there. The 64th of a carat. Do you know what would happen to you if you brought a 64th of a carat? I don't even want to get started on that. But never mind. A squirrel moment, you know what I mean? Gary May in the 10 goes to pit road. Once again, this looks to be a scheduled stop for the Mountain Dew throwback number 10 of Gary May, running very well here tonight. And Jason Stewart has been able to take that second position away. That's going to force Fernandez back into the third and final podium position here tonight. They still have about a second and a half advantage over that 29 of Mike Rominger just in the background on screen right there. You can see Rominger making his way into the picture as we are making our way towards that 100 lap mark here tonight. Under the lights, we started with the sun setting in beautiful Concord, North Carolina. This is one of my favorite tracks. I've been to a lot of different racetracks, a lot of NASCAR tracks, and by far, this is my favorite. This is my home state track. It is an absolute beautiful racing facility. Not only the high banks, but you also got the Roval down there in the infield. Had the opportunity and privilege, absolute privilege, to go and hang out with my good buddy Brian Mescal Jr. for the inaugural race at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Roval. Some phenomenal seats. We'll never forget that race. Met some of my fellow iRacing buddies actually at the track as well there. So a big shout out to the guys over there at 946 Designs, doing some great things here on iRacing as well. So just always going to have a real special place in my heart, Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's where I seen my first race as well. So, you know, we won't get into how long ago that was, because then you'll know that I'm about as old as Moses' sandals. But, yeah, we'll just keep moseying along, just like the 14 of Jason Stewart's trying to mosey on along away from Roy Fernandez. Got a little bit of a cheering squad out there in the chat. Do appreciate you all stopping by. And, well, as a matter of fact, we haven't mentioned it yet. If you haven't already, join us in our quest to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop them that thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're the dedicated fan, friend, family, sliding through week in, week out, night in, night out, or you are one of maybe possibly the sponsors coming to check things out, maybe interested in doing some sponsorship here with one of these leagues or with the Turn 3 Racing Network. We do appreciate you all coming in, checking things out here tonight. Great race on tap right here by Swift Motorsports, Butt Kicker, Silverback Tax Solutions, Xfinity Series. And if you're looking for some great racing action, look no further than Swift Motorsports. You can find them on Facebook.com. You can find them right here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. Great series all throughout the week. Hit up and send in your application. Get a hold of one of these admins and the owners. You could find yourself out here on the track as well. Weinrich to pit road, Casey Duncan to pit road, Austin Hill to pit road. John Peel has trouble. And caution on the speedway during green flag pit stops. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're going to take a look back. We're going to see if we can't see what happened to that 7 machine of John Peel. We seen that he had a little bit of a moment. Let's go check the replay. And there's Peel down on the bottom of the racetrack trying to get off of pit road. Or no, just loses it coming off of pit road. It's that inside safer barrier, and it looks like facing the wrong way right there for too long. Track officials did not like where that 7 car was sitting, and caution flag will fly, and that will mix things up just a little bit here. Tommy Haynes, Josh Weinrich going to come back down pit road. Jason Harrison, Justin Gann right there. Gann back on the lead lap and back into a top 5. What a turn of events here tonight for that 30 crew. Mike Rominger, Jason Stewart also down to pit road. Jeff Gluckner, Casey Duncan going to stay out on the track. Look for these drivers to get themselves one lap back. What does Austin Hill do? He was on pit road when the caution flag came out. He just came down pit road. He is obviously going to stay out. Right there he is, second car in line. We also seen that 11 machine come down pit road. So with Casey Duncan, let's take a look at this race, fans. This is a little bit interesting here because I believe Casey Duncan may be on the lead lap. And that is still going to leave Austin Hill, Roy Fernandez, off of the lead lap. And exactly, I think that's right when it happened, is when he was pitting. Couldn't have really came at a worse time, especially if you're on or already in your box. You can't really do much about it. And I'm trying to see here, because I believe the 11 of Casey Duncan came down to pit road with these drivers, so I think he was actually one lap down. He wasn't the lucky dog. The 11 was not the lucky dog, but I believe he is essentially a wave-around car, and that's why it shows him on the lead lap. So I would assume here... I would assume that that Roy Fernandez is going to get himself back on the lead lap with this wave-around. I think Austin Hill is still going to be trapped one lap down, however. Stephen Ayers Jr., I believe, got caught and trapped one lap down. He's on the pit road right now. This is, I don't want to say confusing, but I'm confused. I'm trying to figure out how these drivers are going to re-line up here, because the 11 of Casey Duncan not shown as the race leader, so he's obviously just now getting himself back on the lead lap after coming to pit road on lap number 99 right as that caution flag flew. Austin Hill looks like he should receive a wave around as well. There goes Duncan. There goes Austin Hill. There goes Fernandez. And Fernandez is going to get himself back on the lead lap. We'll see who else is going around the pace car. Looks like a handful of more drivers getting themselves back on the lead lap. Stephen Ayers Jr. in the 62 machine looks like he will not get himself back on the lead lap. Stephen Ayers Jr. listed as the first car, one lap down. So he's the driver that got caught one lap down. Austin Hill still caught one lap down. Gary May will round out the drivers on the lead lap. But a big break there for Roy Fernandez. He'll restart back in the 9th position, but more importantly, back on the lead lap. And it looks like we've got some, okay, everybody getting things straight here at the front of the field. Down and away goes the iRacing pace car, and green flag flies. Green flag gonna fly, I believe, here. What happened to Josh Weinrich? I am not sure what went on with that restart there, but nonetheless, in front of the field, new race leader. First time here tonight. He's the... Oh, no! Slideways at a turn number 2. A little bit too much pedal in the 44 of Jason Ayerson, who had the race lead for a moment. Gonna give that spot back up to Justin Gann. Gann will be our 6th different race leader. 12 lead changes here tonight. And now, Josh Weinrich in the 84 machine after needing to drop back to 5th on the restart, has refired, and right there running down the tail pipe of Justin Gann. Can Gann play a little bit of a spoiler here tonight and keep Weinrich out of victory lane and grab his 3rd race win of the season? Hot and heavy battles for the top 2 spots, but how about the drivers 3rd on back to 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th on the speedway Even that 24 of Jeff Gluckner, the iRacing Driver World sponsored machine, running well, rounding out your top 10 with just 18 laps to go. Where is Fernandez? He is up to 8th. Now make that 7th. Going contacted around the 11 goes. Caution flag comes out after contact, and it looks like, well, we've pretty much seen how it went down. Let's see if we can get an overhead camera shot of that. Let's see if we've got the drone cam out there. Do we got any footage of that? Yes, they're giving me a thumbs up on that. Let's go back and see how it all went down. And there's the contact up the track, the 11 hard impact with the driver's side in that outside safer barrier. He was able to keep the car under power and headed in the right direction. Tough little break there for Casey Duncan, but what that does, Austin Hill, look out. We'll have ourselves right at about 14 laps to go when we go back green flag racing. And Austin Hill, your pole sitter, has found a way back onto the lead lap. He will come to pit road, 4 tires and fuel. Look for him to tear through the field. And Weinrich comes to pit road. Jason Stewart to pit road, Roy Fernandez to pit road, Gary May, Casey Duncan, all down on the pit road. David Elliott in the 42 also on the pit road. He's been there for, he was down and off pit road, came back around and went right back down pit road, and there goes Austin Hill, your lucky dog, here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Queen City. 125 for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. Can this man right here get the job done? We hadn't really talked much about the Ayers iRacing Paints RB Custom Rig sponsored driver inside of that fast Ford Mustang. No, that's not a joke. Fast and Ford going together here tonight on the racetrack, getting the job done. Justin Gann, head down, elbows up, was 1 lap down and has now found himself not only back on the lead lap, but in the race lead. 15 to go when we cross the line this time. We'll have 14, maybe 13 laps to go when we go back green flag racing. This is, it's getting good. It's going to get intense. And I think we haven't seen our final caution. I think we may see ourselves coming down to a green-white checkered finish here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Race number 9 in the 10-week regular season for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We've got tonight in Darlington Raceway for the final regular season race, and then we will fire things off for the 5-race championship rundown. We will hit the track opening round in the championship chase, I believe at Atlanta Motor Speedway right here for these Xfinity Series drivers. Yes, Atlanta Motor Speedway gonna open up the first round of the playoffs of the chase, and we will have a cutoff race at Kansas. We will whittle the field down just a little bit further when we head to Phoenix, and we will crown a champion once again here in season number 4 at Homestead Miami Speedway. Mark it down on your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. February 22 of 22. It is gonna go down. Who's gonna lift the hardware? Who's gonna take the top spot here tonight? Can Gann walk away with his third checkered flag of the season. Can he pull even with Todd Cray on the amount of race wins? Will we see Josh Weinrich come from the rear of the lead lap cars? Back in the 7th position for the restart as drivers get double file. Pace car lights back off once again. Man, this is what storm chasers must feel like and see when they're looking out over the plains and they can see those dark clouds just building and they can see it start to churn. They can see and feel the intensity begin to amp up, begin to pick up. You can feel it right here as the lights were going down. The drivers were getting closer, racing a little bit harder. You could see it now that these laps are beginning to wind down. Less than 15 laps to go here tonight before we toss the checkered flag out to one lucky driver. 3 make the podium, but only 1 gets those race-winning points. Only 1 gets the race trophy. And it is going to be all mine, none of yours. I'm taking everything. I ain't giving an inch. Business is about to pick up. Drivers off of turn 4. Pace car down and away. Wait for it. Here we go. Green flag flies once again as Justin Gann gonna nail the gas, scoot away rather easily from Tommy Haynes. Here comes Jason Harrison running in the 3rd position. He's got Mike Rominger to his outside with the double O of Nick Hunt. How about the run from Nick Hunt right there running in the 5th position? Big moves back in the back of the pack. Here comes Roy Fernandez trying to make up a spot. I believe that is the 14 of Jason Stewart to his outside. 24 of Jeff Gluckner was 1 lap down. Now he is sitting inside of the top 10, running in the 7th position. Tommy Haynes moves to 2nd. Here comes Rominger at the bottom of the speedway. Battles around 5th, battles right at the front. Weinrich beginning to make a move on the bottom. He's in 5th, looking for more. Jason Harrison at the top of the speedway. There's Mike Rominger at the bottom. Haynes and Gann side by side, crossing the line. It's going to stay in Gann's hands for the time being. Can Haynes take away the top spot here on these final few laps? Way up the track in 1 and 2 is the 17. Little bit of a crossover move, blocking the run, and Fernandez gets turned. Big wreck in the pack. Big wreck in the pack. Fernandez turned around in melee on the backstretch. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of torn up cars. Let's go back. Let's see how it took place. Gluckner into the side of the 3. That's going to catch the 14, the 1, the 10. The double O, I believe, was caught up and involved in this one as well. Let's see if we've got a different camera angle of this one. Just fighting for position. There goes the 10. There goes the 97. That was not the double O. That was the 97 of Ron Shute, caught up and involved in this one. And just like that, a driver's hopes and walking away with a race win out the window. No front clip on the front end. Well, obviously no front clip on the front. Smoking is that 10. The Mountain Dew machine of Gary May had a fine run put together here tonight. Look at Roy Fernandez, absolutely torn up. The 1 of Austin Hill destroyed after battling all race long to get himself back on the lead lap. Destroyed here with less than 10 to go. That is tough break. We'll rejoin the race back at the front of the field as Stephen Ayers Jr. is getting himself back on the lead lap. Tell you what, race fans, we're going to take a quick commercial break, pay a few sponsor bills, then we will be right back trackside for your green flag racing action to the end of tonight's race, the Queen City 125. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
And back trackside as the field makes their way off of turn number 4. The iRacing pace car lights should drop out. This time around, we should be ready to go back. Green flag racing once again here from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Queen City 125 right here on race number 9. Season number 4 for Swift Motorsports. Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. And my, how quickly things could change. We talked about the storm of brewing. We talked about business picking up, it being all give, no take. And it looks like an on-track incident between a handful of drivers caught up. A lot of drivers once again. We've seen a big one at the beginning, a big one at the end. And that has dropped us to just 9 drivers left on the lead lap as the field makes their way down the backstretch. Looks like Jason Stewart, Jeff Gluckner, Roy Fernandez, Austin Hill all caught up involved in this latest race incident. And well, Justin Gann gonna have to do it one more time, or maybe more than once. We'll have to see how it all plays out. Gann gonna have Haynes to the outside again. Jason Anderson, Rominger back there, 3rd and 4th. Weinrich and Hunt, 5th and 6th. Austin Hill and Casey Duncan, wounded but still out there running. Pace car gonna duck off, and we're gonna get set to go back racing once again. Here we go. Green flag flies once again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Field gonna all chase that man on screen. Everybody trying to run down Justin Gann at the front of this field. Close racing action there between Tommy Haynes, Mike Rominger, Jason Anderson, Josh Weinrich right there looking to go. Looked like it was almost going to be a 3-wide battle for a moment. Jason Anderson looked to drop to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll stay at the top. Weinrich going to drop down to the bottom. Haynes securely in that second position right now, looking for a way around Justin Gann at the front of the field. 5 laps to go this time by. Driver at the top, driver at the bottom. It looks like the Chili Bowl. One of them catfishing, one of them ripping the lip. Down there in 1 and 2, they're going to have a similar line down here in 3 and 4. Weinrich charging hard, looking for the 3rd spot on Rominger. Side-by-side battle. Nick Hunt, what a run by this 00, huh? Great run, up 14 positions. We've got to show this man some love right here inside the throwback. Skull Machine just as outside, running another throwback is that 44 of Jason Ayerson. Great battle between them, but how about the run by Weinrich? Started outside of your top 5 with just 6 laps to go, and we've got 3 to go. This time around, that 84 back to second. There are a lot of battles back through the racetrack, but we want to watch this for just a lap here. See if Weinrich is able to close the gap, close the distance as they cross the start-finish line this time around. On display, popsicle sticks. 2 laps remaining for Justin Gann. He's got to keep Weinrich at bay for just a handful of more laps. Looks like Casey Duncan has some issues off of turn number 2. We stay green flag racing with your race leaders halfway down the backstretch. Close battle right there between Haynes, Hunt, Rominger, and Ayerson off of 4, crossing the line. Final lap, white flag flies. 1 to go here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jason Ayerson looking for a top 5. Justin Gann looking for his 3rd race win. Weinrich right behind him looking for his 3rd in a row. Back into 3 for the final time. Field going to come around the corner and head to the front stretch. Who's going to get it done? And it looks like Justin Gann holds the field off in a late race restart to capture the flag in his 3rd race win of the season. What a job well done by the Ayers Eye Racing Paints RB Custom Rig sponsored 30 machine of Justin Gann. What a run for him. How about the run by these drivers? We're going to cue in real quick on this 00 of Nick Hunt on the cool down lap, walking away in 3rd. Mike Rominger, heck of a showing here tonight, back in 5th. A little beaten up, battered, but still finishing well. And how about that machine behind him? 44 gets the job done. Walks away in 6th, up 14 spots. Heck of a run and burning it down for all the fans in the stands. Sold out packed house here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Justin Gann back to victory lane, and we're going to step away for a brief commercial break. Get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interview, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. back trackside at the conclusion of yet another great race here with Swift Motorsports, the Butt Kicker Silverback Tax Solutions Xfinity Series. Some crazy great racing action all over the track. We could feel the intensity picking up, and it did not disappoint. And talking about not disappointing, how about walking away third here tonight? Last driver in the podium. Let's see if we can dial up that 00 of Nick Hunt. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man. How you doing? How you feeling after a solid podium here tonight? Walking away third. Had a little bit of troubles with connections there throughout the race, but it held on when you needed to. How you feeling after a solid run?
Oh, man, I'm just thrilled that I finished where I did. Like I said, earlier in the race, they said I was blinking and stuff, so I fell to the back just to get out of everything and not mess anybody up. And so I had to overcome that, and that which got me using one set of tires early. So I was out of tires there. That last caution, I had just pitted, and the 7 car spun out coming off pit road right in front of me. So I had a couple laps more on my tires than these other guys, and just all that was happening, I'm like, golly, what else can go wrong? And so I just really kind of shocked I was able to come on up through there and get to third, but I'll take it.
Well, with the final race of the regular season coming down next week at Darlington Raceway, a tough track here tonight. A lot of people wouldn't really group Charlotte in those tough tracks, but it is a fast, tough little speedway. Not tougher than Darlington, though. How are you and your 00 crew getting ready for next week's regular season finale?
Well, it was important that I get a good finish tonight because, anything can happen at Darlington, and I'm one spot out of getting in the chase. I've missed 2 races this season, so I'm running behind, and so I sure was hoping to have a good run tonight to move me up, get me into the chase in case something happens next week, at Darlington. So, because anything can happen there. So I'm just going to wait, and I'm anxious to look at the points and see where I moved up tonight, and hopefully got me up a little bit into the chase.
Absolutely. I think with the third place here tonight, I think you may have just edged into that top 16. We'll have to wait for the official numbers to come out, but you're right there on it. You got to have a good finish next week is what it pretty much boils down to. So we wish you the best next week, but first and foremost, before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the track?
Well, first off, we want to thank our sponsors here that sponsor this series, Silverback Tax Solutions. And, of course, we appreciate everything y'all do at Turn 3. And Swift Motorsports for, everything they do, putting this on, letting us have fun out here. Justin Gann, Don Kidder, Andy Starcher, appreciate everything they do. And I just enjoy racing. This is a really good league, a lot of clean racing. It's fun. I really enjoy it. I appreciate everybody that has something to do with it.
Well, we couldn't agree with you more, and we do appreciate the kind words. And, well, hopefully we can find ourselves talking again next week. But until then, enjoy tonight's great third place run, and we'll see if we can't talk to you here in the close future.
Oh, I appreciate it. I sure hope I can. Thank y'all.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from Nick Hunt. You heard it right from him. You heard it in the pre-race rundown. Hunt just outside of that top 16. Needed a solid run here tonight. He got a solid run, walked away from the track with third. He's still got one more race to make it through. He needs a good finish next week at Darlington Raceway. We'll see if it comes back to fruition for that 00 of Nick Hunt. And that's going to move us right along in your finishing order. Let's see if we can dial up and have a few words with the driver that was chasing his third in a row. Wasn't able to do it, but let's see if we can talk to second place finisher Josh Weinrich's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Dave.
Hey, man, you were close to pulling off the three-peat. How do you feel after having to run from the back to the front multiple occasions tonight?
Uh, I don't know. Right when me and Craig got together and, really early on, about 10 laps in. And when I was sitting there sideways, I was like, oh man, if I can just skate through this without getting T-boned or something, I'll be happy. So, yeah, just kind of got some track position. We're kind of playing behind that first run because we had flat spot tires. And then, Austin and Justin had their issues on pit road under that first stop. And I felt like it was me and the three car. And, three car had some issues there with lap traffic. And I was just out there cruising. I didn't feel like I was doing a real good job being consistent tonight. But just kind of frustrated again that caution came out, whatever it was, 25-30 to go. And then, there was a little bit of a glitch there, pitting under yellow, getting some black flags, things like that. And, to me, that's where the race really changed. So just hate those late race yellows, man. Just absolutely hate them. So we definitely didn't need that at all.
Well, I would have to agree from the booth, and I'm sure a lot of the drivers on the track would agree with not liking them late race cautions because, that makes me have to really, really work hard for my money because action picks up even more than normal, especially with the lap count running short. So I'm sure everybody would agree that those pesky caution flags late in the race are not wanted, not necessarily unwarranted, but just unwanted for sure. Back to the task at hand, though, you did show extreme bright moments throughout tonight's second place finish. You ran all the way back to second again after being, as you said, a black flag penalty, needing to give up some spots on a restart there after pitting under caution. And you got to be happy with the way things still worked out, even though you didn't walk away with that top spot.
Yeah, Charlotte's just such a hard place to pass. I was surprised. I hadn't run here in a long time. I'm usually not a big mile and a half guy, but there's a whole lot of bumps that it's just, especially on corner entry, and I just didn't feel like I was doing a real good job, just laying lap after lap down tonight. So Justin, once Justin got the lead there, he did a really good job. He was real consistent. But yeah, it's just, given all the circumstances, yeah, sure, to come back and run second is good. So, I felt like, once I got clear of those guys, I didn't quite have enough tire advantage on Justin to get within about 3-4 car lengths of him. So, yeah, just we'll take it. Another good points night. So, looking forward to Darlington and Atlanta coming up here, and some tracks with some really high wear. Feel like I'd enjoy those, a little bit more than these narrow mile and a halves. But yeah, it was all right. Another top three is good, so we'll take it and keep moving on.
Absolutely. I think you may have inched your way a little bit inside of that top 16, so going to need a decent run at Darlington to secure that championship chance. But again, always a privilege, always a pleasure to watch you out there on the track. Josh, before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout-outs? Thank you, love yous.
Just thanks to Don and all those guys, running this deal. I know tonight was, a lot of cautions, cautions at really bizarre times. Start of the race and during the middle of pit stop. So, but yeah, it's fun racing with all those guys. It's fun to have Austin in there. Fun to race with Justin and Roy, and it's just really enjoyable when you can race really hard with all these guys, and they give you plenty of room out there. So yeah, just looking forward to getting back next week.
All right, my man. Well, we'll see if we can catch up with you at Darlington.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you go, Josh Weinrich. A little disappointed, but still happy with being able to walk away second here tonight. Had to overcome adversity a handful of times here tonight, at least 3 different times. We've seen Weinrich have a little bit of trouble, able to walk away with a solid finish here tonight. Worked his way back up through the field, started 6th on the last restart, came all the way back to second. Weinrich with a great run, and it looks like he will end up inside of the championship 16. We'll have to wait for all the numbers to finalize and work themselves out. But we'll move now on to the man that finally got the job done for the 3rd time this season. Justin, it's Dave. You got me.
Man, I got you, Dave.
I got you, babe. No, I'm just kidding. Back in victory lane, man. How good does that feel after a little bit of a drought?
Dude, I tell you what, I went from 2 laps down. I got caught speeding on pit road. 2 laps down to bring home the win tonight. I'm super excited. I can't believe it.
Well, I think that's almost a theme for you drivers that finished in these top three podium spots. Each one of you had, at one point in time, been at least one lap down. So, I mean, a heck of a job by everybody out there. More so from you and that 30 crew. What did they do, or what did you do inside the car after those last, I believe it was 2 caution flags late in the race? You got the race lead. You held the field off for 2 restarts. What was your trick?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was praying. I was running in the back so much tonight. I didn't really realize who I was even racing there up in the front. I knew I had Tommy to my outside, but I also seen a bunch of guys take tires. I think they were about 7 positions back from me. Had fresh tires, and I was just sitting there hoping that all these 6 cars behind me were gonna hold them up enough so I can get a gap. I tried to be unpredictable there on the restart so I can gap it a little bit, and that seemed to work pretty well. So I mean, just man, the cars just fell in my hands. It just worked out really great.
Well, the end of the race working out really great for you. Let's talk about, we're going to go all the way to the other end of the race. At the beginning of tonight's race, right around lap number 7, we seen a big calamity there. You were able to snake your way through it. What went through your mind right then when you seen everything going down that early in the race?
Yeah, it was all 4X there in the front, so we were talking to each other. We knew we were kind of saving tires a little bit, so we snuck up to the top side to let these guys go, and because they were coming on my rear end pretty hard, so I didn't want to get bumped in the turn. So I just wanted to avoid that, and sure enough, man, that happened right beside me. And luckily they were able to keep it down, and I was able to sneak by. So my prediction was right. It was coming. It could have been me, but I like to tell people, move out of the way, let these guys go. You'll catch them in the end, and sure enough, that's what happened.
Absolutely, that is what happened, and you've also grabbed, like we said, your 3rd race win on the season. You're pretty much all but guaranteed a championship shot this year. You're going to finish well inside the top 16. So, what's the thoughts moving forward to Darlington next week?
Yeah, I just want to run a clean race coming into Darlington. Um, I don't want to. That's one of those tracks where you can. It's easy to get a that stripe, or it's easy to get into someone's rear end if they get into the wall. So I like to play it real safe and take my time, race the track, and typically I'll end up with a top 5 or maybe even a win. So we'll just have to see how things fall out there.
All right. Well, I mean, I know I'm going to be waiting with some anticipation because things have been getting hot and heavy over the past few weeks. It seems like as we get down to this regular season ending, drivers begin to ramp it up just a little bit more. So I'm sure with the drivers amping things up and the lady in black being involved, we're going to have one heck of a race on ourselves next week. But first and foremost, congratulations on the 3rd win this season. Taking the checkered flag here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yep, got to give a shout out to 4X. Great finish for all the guys. Top 10, it looks like, for the most part. So congratulations to the team on a good team finishes here. Got to give a shout out to Ayers iRacing Paints for sponsoring the car tonight. He does an awesome job painting cars, so definitely go check him out for paint schemes. I want to thank everybody in the league for everything that they do behind the scenes, as well as everything that you do up in the booth. And thank our sponsors, ButtKicker and Silverback Tax Solutions, for sponsoring the Xfinity Series this season. So hopefully we can get them back, do it again, and just excited to see what's going to happen here coming into the last race before the chase.
Absolutely. I know I can't wait. I know the fans can't wait. So until then, enjoy this one, and we'll try to catch up with you. We'll see if you can do it at Darlington. What do you say?
We'll see. I got high hopes.
All right, there you have it. Justin Gann walking out of tonight's race on a high note. He's going to have high hopes getting to Darlington Raceway. You might need some high waters if you go into that minnow pond over there at Darlington Raceway. See how no, never mind, didn't really work. Anyways, Justin Gann walks away with his third checkered flag of the season. That is going to solidify his chance at a championship. He will well finish inside of the top 16. What a run here tonight by that 30 crew. And well, race fans, that is just about it. That is just about all this week on tap for Swift Motorsports right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. What a run it was here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway, race number 9 in the 10-week regular season. And you know the sounds and tunes in the background, the producers hitting the buttons. It's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results. Walking away with the top spot, third checkered flag on the season, the 30 of Justin Gann. Josh Weinrich overcomes adversity, overcomes some late race caution flags, and makes his way back inside the podiums. Weinrich will walk away in second. Nick Hunt, the double O. He had some trouble to overcome. That double O shined when the time was right and walked away in third. Tommy Haynes back in fourth. Fifth place tonight to the 29 of Mike Rominger. The 44 of Jason Harrison walks away in sixth. And Austin Hill slides the one machine home in seventh. Eighth place tonight to Stephen Ayers Jr., who was looking for a top 10, and he got it. Heck of a night. Heck of a job. Well done, Stephen Ayers Jr. Walks away 8th and 9th place on track. Last driver on the lead lap, the 11 of Casey Duncan. David Elliott in the 42 machine will round out the top 10. John Peel back in 11th. Ron Chute parks the 97 home in 12th. 13th tonight to Jason Stewart, the Cuban Missile Rocket. Roy Fernandez, great comeback to the track, was a little bit sidetracked. He'll finish back in 14th, 15th tonight to Gary May. Jeff Gluckner walking away in the iRacing Drivers World Sponsored 24 machine back in 16th, 17th to John Wimbish. Darren Clement in the 18 gonna walk away in the 32, walking away in 18th. And Todd Cray, early trouble in the fast double deuce, out early. He'll walk away with the final spot on the speed charts here tonight. A tough run for Cray. He's going to have to look to turn things around at Darlington, try to build some momentum for this championship chase. And, well, that's about it. That's about all she wrote for us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So if you haven't already, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop them that thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by, whether you're just sliding through to say, hey, you stumbled upon the channel, or you are one of the dedicated fans, friends, or family. We do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. With that being said, stay safe and stay loved, my friends. And until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.